Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a special movie review. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a whole series of movie reviews over the course of this week and next week, spotlighting the various X-Men movies. As you can see, apparently Hello Kitty has joined the X-Men. I am, of course, going to be starting off with the latest entry in the X-Men saga, one that many of us thought was never going to happen, but then it did. And thank goodness, because, wow, what a fun ride. I'm, of course, talking about Deadpool. That's what we're going to talk about today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Well, we all know what a big Hello Kitty fan Deadpool is, so I thought, with Rosie's assistance there, I knew she had one, so she let me borrow it for the purposes of this review. So, thanks, Rosie. Appreciate the use of your Hello Kitty. I'll be nice to her, I promise. So Deadpool. The first time I experienced Deadpool was in the form of this image right here. My common sense is tingling, yes. And little did I know when I looked up that picture, it's apparently become a meme since then. It's a very popular image. Prior to that, I kind of missed the whole Deadpool boat, to be honest. The character appeared and gained popularity during that long stretch where I wasn't really collecting comics for quite some time. So it occurred a bit after my time, and then by the time I got back into comics, Deadpool had long since happened, and there was so much Deadpool stuff I didn't even know where to begin. So I still have not read really any of the comics. One of these days I do want to pick up some collected editions and sort of see what all the fuss was about with the comics over the years. But I'm not unfamiliar with the character. I mean, you'd have to be sleeping under a rock for the past 10 years to not have heard of the character. So when I saw that picture, that was sort of my first inkling of what Deadpool was all about. And just from that one line alone, I thought, okay, yeah, I get it. Just nice little jab at Spider-Man there, and just kind of tongue-in-cheek. I mean, I'd always heard him referred to as the Merc with a mouth, and that people liked his sarcastic attitude and wisecracks and stuff like that. And they said he was kind of like Spider-Man in terms of the wisecracks, except he breaks the fourth wall a lot, and his stuff tends to be a lot more violent as well, because he's, basically an assassin type character. So, Wolverine Origins came along. We all know what happened there. Yeah. So that was my first experience with Deadpool, the character. And I have to sort of go with the fans on this one and say that the Wade Wilson scene at the beginning with Ryan Reynolds was great and showed tremendous promise. It was like, oh yeah, okay, that's great. This is going to be a lot of fun. And then they sewed his mouth shut, and even I, as someone who hadn't read the comics, knew how wrong that was. I'm like, he's the Merc with a mouth. Why would you take his mouth away? Like, what the hell? And then beyond that, I mean, just the Deadpool we saw at the end of that movie was not Deadpool at all. People described him as like a Mortal Kombat Baraka wannabe. And and what was with all the just multitude of superpowers that Deadpool does not have? Yet another Tom Rothman masterpiece there, folks. Yeah, boy, so glad he's not with Fox anymore. Now he's over at Sony, ruining their superhero movies. But, man, so apparently since then, Ryan Reynolds himself is apparently a huge Deadpool fan, loves the comics and the character, and he himself was pushing to have a Deadpool movie made with the character done properly. I'm sure we all saw the leaked test footage, the CG test footage that hit the internet a while back. Just a short, what is it, 5-10 minute scene of Deadpool taking out some baddies in a car on a freeway, and it's just so much fun. It is such a fun scene, and people are like, yes, that. Can we have a movie of that, please? And, well, I'm happy to say we got it. This is it. Well, this is it right here. This is the Deadpool fans have been waiting for. This is the Deadpool from the comics brought to the screen. And it has it all, man. I mean, it's got the ultra violence, it's got the juvenile humor and dick jokes, and breaking the fourth wall. And just like how the comic book Deadpool is an interesting character in that he is self-aware that he is a character in a comic book, and he speaks directly to the readers. By the same token, in the movie Deadpool is aware that he is in a movie, that he is a character in a movie, and there's a lot of references to that throughout. In the various, not even just in the breaking the fourth wall, but just in some of the lines. For example, when Colossus is dragging him off, and he says, "I'm going to take you to Professor X," and Deadpool says, "McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing," which was great. I was like, "Oh, I love it. That's fantastic." That's the way it should be. I mean, he should be aware that he's in a movie, and he is, and it's great. But it's never blatantly stated that I'm in a movie. It's just as his lines come out, and you hear all the little quips and jabs and references, you realize, yes, this character knows that he's in a movie, and that's perfect. That's exactly the way it should be. Now, I can definitely see how Deadpool is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I have seen a lot of people say that they didn't like the style of humor and whatnot, and the smart alekiness and the fourth wall breaking and such. And it's like, well, if you don't like that, then you just don't like Deadpool, period. And that's fine. I mean, not everybody's going to like every character, right? But I've always loved characters like that. Deadpool, to me, is like the Marvel version of... There was a character that DC Comics put out a number of years ago that actually predates Deadpool by quite a bit, called Ambush Bug. And Ambush Bug was basically just this guy who discovered this costume and put it on, and you never see him outside of the costume. Erwin Schwab, I think his name was, something like that. It's been a while since I've read them. But by the same token, he was a character that was aware he was in a comic book. So when certain things would threaten the DC universe, he was sometimes the only one who could help, because that gave him an edge over the villains and such, the fact that he knew he was in a comic book. And I think by the same token, Deadpool is able to do certain things that regular in-universe comic book characters would not be able to do. So that makes it pretty interesting to me. And other references, like for example, when he goes to the Xavier mansion, and the girl, Negaton girl, I can't remember her ridiculously long name. Anyway, the teenage X-Man girl who can explode and stuff, and basically has this really mega inertia power to throw objects and hit things really hard and stuff like that. He opens the door. She opens the door, and he's like, "Wow, this is such a huge house. Yet I only ever see the two of you here. It's almost like the studio couldn't afford more X-Men," and stuff like that. It's so much fun. Now, the thing that's great about this movie is not only does it nail the character perfectly, and and not only is the humor absolutely hilarious throughout, but it also, I used this word a lot during my Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 2 review. It's very balanced in that you have the humor, but you also have the action, and then there's moments of genuine emotional depth and empathy and pathos and such in there that I did not expect going in. I expected it just to be silly and crazy and over the top and everything along the way, and it is. But it also has this genuine emotional side to it, which really took me by surprise, and which works really well. I was really just blown away by how all of these elements actually worked well together. Yeah, and I mean, I could just quote the movie endlessly because there's just so many great one-liners in there and so many great moments. I love the relationship he has with the cab driver and sort of their little subplot. I love the running gag of him constantly forgetting his ammo or his guns or leaving them somewhere and having to make do with what little he has on him at the time. Uh, you know, there's the whole like the first instance of that when he's on the freeway fighting the guys and realizes he left all his guns back at the apartment and he only has 12 rounds. So he's like, well, let's count them down. And then he goes through, like, he makes every bullet count, wastes a couple, but you know, you know, but makes up for it. And it's so much fun. I mean, right from the moment go, you're in for, like, actually right from the opening titles. The opening titles are absolutely hilarious. You know, uh, starring what was it? Starring God's Perfect Idiot, which is, you know, how Ryan Reynolds has been referred to in the past. And you see a picture of on, like, there's an iPhone that floats by. It's like this slow motion scene. It's this iPhone that floats by and it's got a picture of Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern on it. Apparently one of the henchmen that he's killing is a huge Ryan Reynolds fan and has, like, Green Lantern as the background image on his phone. And it was directed by some overpaid tool, and it's just so many gags throughout. Like, that just sets the tone perfectly. Like, you know that this is not going to be your typical superhero movie. There was some instances I heard of parents taking their very underage kids to see this. Yeah, this is not a kids movie. It comes by its R rating very honestly. A lot of the jokes are very blue, shall we say. There's a little bit of sex in it. There's a brief shot of Deadpool's going through the flashback, and he accidentally shows us a scene of him masturbating. He's like, "Whoops, you weren't supposed to see that," and then cuts to something else. Just that there's a lot of the humor in it is very risque and blue, shall we say. A lot of sex jokes, a lot of dick jokes, and and stuff like that. It's hilarious. I mean, bring your college mind to this movie going in. Do not expect sophisticated highbrow humor. You will not find that in this film. This is college level humor, that, frat boy humor, I guess you could call it. And that's what I expected going in. That's what I got. I laughed my ass off through the whole movie and had a great time. This is one that I will be revisiting many, many times over the years. Now, just talking about the Blu-ray a little bit. So, in short, this is so much fun, seriously. Like, just, I don't want to say switch your brain off, because you don't really have to switch your brain off. There is some intelligence to this. I think it's kind of subversively smart. On the surface, you might just see a lot of dick jokes, but there's more going on here than what appears on the surface. I mean, it's a superhero movie with, I don't want to say a lot of depth. I mean, it doesn't have a ton of depth, but it has enough. It has a perfectly functional level of depth and the right amount of mayhem and carnage, and just the humor is gut-bustingly funny. So go into this with the right mindset, and you are in for such a fun time. It really is a really fun movie. So taking a look here at the Blu-ray, so we have this very nice slipcover, which is quite nice. There was a steelbook as well, which got snapped up by the scalpers. I actually have an update video coming up on Thursday, which was originally intended to go before this review, so you'll hear me saying, I'm going to be reviewing this movie soon. I already did. And one of the things, I go off on a bit of a rant about scalpers on that, so I won't repeat that now. But needless to say, the steelbook was impossible to find. But that said, I actually really like this slipcover. I mean, look at that. It's shiny where it should be. It's actually very textured as well. Like, you can't really tell on the video here, but let's see if I can get a bit of a good angle of it. It's hard to see. But even like the mask, the red parts of the mask here is textured, just like the fabric used for the mask. So that's pretty cool. I like how they did that. In terms of extras, we've got quite a lot here. Just the same artwork on the inside. Blu-ray and DVD combo disc. Let's just straighten them up a bit there, shall we? They tend to drift. There we go. All right, good. Oh, the baby hand joke. Yeah, that was another good one. Just remembering things as we go here. So in terms of extras, we have so many extras on this. This is a really nice deluxe package. We got deleted and extended scenes with optional audio commentary by director Tim Miller. A gag reel, which is hilarious. You see some of the improv moments that Ryan Reynolds and the other guy, I don't know the actor's name, I apologize. He was also in that HBO series. Fuck, I was just watching it last night. What the hell is it called? Silicon Valley, that's what it is. Yeah, he's also he's one of the main characters in Silicon Valley, and he plays Deadpool's bartender friend in this. Very, very funny actor. Gag reel, From Comics to Screen, which is an 80-minute long documentary about the making of the film. 80 minutes. That's how you do a fucking making of documentary. Nice and meaty and full of stuff. Got some photo galleries, got concept art, costumes, storyboards, previs, and stunt viz. Deadpool's Fun Sack, which I cannot say enough good things about. I was really hoping they would do this, and God bless them, they did. It's the entire marketing campaign. Basically, all the promos, trailers, previews, random videos, PSAs, everything in release date order. As it originally appeared, the green band and red band trailers, it's all there. All of it. All of it. Did I mention it's all of it? Everything. Yeah, it's 23 minutes long total, and just so much fun. When you sit down and watch this, I mean, I said at the time, like, I thought the marketing campaign for this was just freaking brilliant. Like, all the PSAs and just random things they were doing in between the trailers. Great, great stuff. And it's all here, so you can enjoy all of that fun stuff over and over again. Then we got 2 audio commentaries. We got one by Ryan Reynolds and screenwriters Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, and another audio commentary by director Tim Miller and Deadpool co-creator comics artist Rob Liefeld. So next time I watch this will probably be with one of those commentaries. Yeah, can't wait. Love it. Yeah, so I don't know what more I can say about this. One of the things I'm really happy about is that Fox dared to take a chance on this. They took a chance, and it was a huge, huge hit. So now I'm hoping that, I mean, we had Guardians of the Galaxy. They took a chance, you know, not Fox, but, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy they took a chance on. Deadpool they took a chance on. We're seeing more movies that they're taking a chance on. So I'm hoping that Hollywood is starting to lax up a bit on the whole playing it safe thing with all the fucking reboots and remakes, and we'll start to see more stuff like this. Not just R-rated comic book movies, but just in general, that we get more genre films that are a little bit riskier, because it has been proven that there are some things you can take a chance on that turn out to be successes. Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool being the 2 biggest recent examples I can think of that, of genre films, big budget genre films that were a little bit risky that paid off big time. So you got Guardians of the Galaxy, which showed, yeah, you can have this team of comic book characters that people haven't heard of, make it entertaining and fun and stuff like that, and people will go to see it and they will love it and it will be a huge hit. And then you have something like this, Deadpool, make it R-rated, be true to the character, for the God's sake. Just be true to the character from the comics. People will go to see it. I mean, you can go into this not having any prior knowledge of the Deadpool character and have a fantastic time. It's just a fun movie, you know? And this proves that you can have something that is true to the character, true to the comic book roots, and accessible to the masses all in one package. It can be done. It has been done. Here it is. Enjoy. So hopefully we'll see more of that. I hear that Old Man Logan, the 3rd Wolverine movie, apparently Hugh Jackman's final outing as Wolverine, will be R-rated, as it should be. It's a very violent story. I've not read it myself. I've just heard bits and pieces about it. I've seen it on the shelf, flipped through the odd issue here and there. I know they did an Old Man Logan sort of revisiting for the Secret Wars line. So, interesting stuff. I look forward to seeing that. I might pick up a trade paperback to check out the story before the movie comes out. Yeah, so, by the way, Deadpool is officially part of the X-Men universe. Fox is looking to do an X-Men cinematic universe, much like how Marvel has been doing. So they're looking to do a bunch of interconnected X-Men movies, which I say awesome. Go for it. Do it. Because the X universe in the comics has always kind of been its own thing anyway, which occasionally dips into the larger Marvel universe, but for the most part, it's its own like collection of interconnected titles forming its own little universe within the universe. So I look forward to seeing what they do with it. I mean, I understand. I think they're working on a New Mutants movie. Deadpool himself comes out at the end of this one and says if they do a Deadpool 2, they're going to have Cable in it. So, awesome. And he jokingly said maybe we'll get Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren has since gone on record saying he would love to play Cable. So, who knows? We might get Dolph Lundgren as Cable. How cool would that be? The original Punisher. Well, the first on-screen Punisher. Anyway, so yeah, Deadpool, awesome. Check it out if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments there. I know that, you know, some people hate it, some people love it. Most people I know love it. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I loved it, definitely, and I will definitely be revisiting it again and again. Alrighty, quick thank you to my Patreon sponsors. Thanks, Patreon sponsors, especially Kyle Pellegrini, my current highest level sponsor still. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate the ongoing support. Please consider becoming a Patreon sponsor because it means I can just do this stuff more often for you. And I like doing these, and I know you like watching them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Well, then again, haters can be pretty persistent, and sometimes they just seem to get joy out of hating what I do. Well, hey, thanks for the view anyway. Yeah, so we'll see you next time. Till then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.